Hi, everybody. Thought it would be important to share my story about when I got saved and really started this journey that I'm on right now. Um, I mean, in hindsight now, going back, I could go back to when I was a kid and just kind of fill in the blanks there. But for this video, I just wanted to focus on the immediate circumstances that like preceded right before I got saved. Um, so I met my beautiful wife when I was 17 years old. Um, we got engaged at 19, got married at 20. Um, I knew the minute I met her, she was the one. We had a fantastic relationship, and certain things were starting to happen. Her parents had gotten a divorce after 32 years of marriage. Her dad remarried a year before we got married. Not going to get into the details of that today. But that situation took a real toll on my wife. Um, she was having a very hard time dealing with it, understandably so. I was having a very difficult time giving her the emotional support that she needed because I just didn't understand it. I didn't know any better. For me, it was, um, you know, we have our own relationship. That was a separate situation, but it it just affected her in a way I couldn't understand. So I did not do a good job at all of supporting her. Um, but we managed to get through it. We got married, fantastic wedding. My business was just getting started. Started a company when I was 18 years old uh, and ran it for 30 plus years and ultimately sold it a few years ago. But that's a completely separate issue, but does play into the impact that God has had on my life. Um, so, fast forward a couple years into our marriage, we have two kids, lingering issues. We're not communicating well. Frankly, we got to a place where we just simply didn't like each other. Um, it was a really, really rough time in our relationship. At the same time, my business that I had been running now for 4 years for some reason hit a financial roadblock. My biggest clients just weren't paying. They were 3 months behind, 6 months behind. They owed several $100,000. We were behind on everything. We were just really struggling financially, and we were really struggling in our relationship. But nobody knew. I mean, we just went about our lives, and really nobody had any idea what we were going through. Um, but I was at the point where I was sending my car payment FedEx on day 59 so that the car wouldn't get repossessed. I mean, back then, if you went 60 days, they were taking your car. Um, and I don't know why this happened, but one day I stuck that FedEx package in the regular mail by mistake. 2 weeks later, at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's a knock on my door, and it's the repo guy. He's there to take my car. He noticed two car seats in the back and asked if I wanted to get those out. He was being a nice guy. Um, and then he told me that he had a repo order for my wife's car in like 2 weeks. And I had to come up with a couple $1,000s to bring my car current. And then I had to come up with some money to bring her car current. Um, Needless to say, it was a devastating situation. I just remember going back to bed and curling up into a ball and just feeling like helpless for the first time in my life. Like I've always been able to find a way to maneuver through the situations, do take money from here, pay that, just manage the situation until I could get out of the situation. And for whatever reason, these events happened. My marriage is a mess. Our finances are a mess. Um, and that morning at 7 o'clock, another knock on the door. It's my cousin Mike. Um, he had been trying to get me to go to a Christian businessmen's breakfast for a year. I finally committed to it several months before. Totally forgot about it because I'm dealing with all this stuff. And I told him, I said, hey, man, I can't go. And he said, listen, we got to go. I want you to come with me. And he really felt compelled. Um, I didn't want to tell him what happened with my car. I was super ashamed. I had a lot of ego, and it was rough. Um, but I went, and we're sitting in this room with 100 other very successful business people and me. Car repossessed, marriage not good, young. I was 24, maybe 25 years old. I mean, I was young. And the guy who was speaking was running for like state senate of California or something like that. And he's telling his story about his faith and how he got saved. And it was like everybody in the room disappeared. And this guy was standing there having a conversation with me, like one-on-one. It just felt like no one else was in the room. Like he was talking directly to me. And I just remember having this incredible, overwhelming feeling of like, I got chills. It's almost like I felt God. This sounds crazy, I know, but I felt like God just entered my body and just hugged me. It just was like, you're going to be okay. I'm sorry. The funny thing is in that moment, I started crying like a baby. I mean, I'm grown. I'm in a room with a bunch of business people, and I'm crying uncontrollably like a baby. And the people at my table just immediately embraced me and hugged me. My cousin looked at me and he said, "Welcome to your relationship with the Lord." And I was just like, I was overwhelmed. Anyways, I came home. I walked in the door. I walked up to Erin. I got on my knees and I just begged her to forgive me for everything, the things that I would say to her, the way that I would treat her. I mean, we were both treating each other badly, but I just felt so compelled in that moment to just own my stuff and apologize to her. I mean, I loved her more than anything, but we were just not on the same page. We were just not communicating well. There was so much going on. And she looked at me and she started crying too. And she gave me a hug. And we decided in that moment we were going to go to church. We were going to learn about what this is. I didn't understand it. I didn't know why I was feeling this way. I didn't know why I felt compelled to go home and get on my knees. I've got people telling me that, hey, God is with you. And to be honest with you, it all felt strange to me. It felt weird to me, but it was compelling. I felt a sense of peace and calm that I had never felt before. And I thought, I got to learn what this is. I mean, I'm that guy. I'm always going to learn and do my own research. I never do anything blindly. I really dig in and try to figure things out. So I just told Erin, I said, I really want to go to church. I really want to spend a lot of time trying to figure this thing out, learn who God is. And that's what we did. And from that moment forward, our entire lives changed. My dog's in the background playing with their squeaky toy, of course, right as I'm recording. In any event, so much has happened in the last 25 years since then. so many like events that I can 100% say, sorry, that I could say were related to God that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to end this video with that. And I will make follow-up videos to this over the next several weeks, and relate these stories to my learnings of the Bible and how all of these things came to be. I appreciate your guys' time in watching this, and I hope you guys come back for the rest. Thanks.